Hey guys. So this one today is going to be it's going to be a little abbreviated, but nonetheless, we're gonna trudge through it, aren't we? We will get through. We will get through. You refused your DNA to the court in Shelby's case. Why? Sorry, guys. Um, you for 2 days. Okay, guys. Oh man, we're gonna talk about the mess. Um, and you know what? I want to come on and I want to take a moment to apologize to Ernie only in respects and in regards to creating this mess. He didn't create this mess, not the online mess. We'll get into that part though. Um, what's happened is there's a psychic named Dusty Allbriton. Dusty, and I'm sure I probably have the name spelled incorrectly, but that's okay. We want to do that, so as it's not a spot on hit. So Dusty Allbriton, she is a worldly gal. She is the claimant of. Hold on one second, guys. So she never asked you that. That's what you're saying. I'm sorry, guys. Ernie is just really with the shits this morning. Um, really with the shits. So, hold on really quick. I've just got to show Ernie that he has been asked over and over to submit his DNA in his brother's case, but he just wouldn't. So the case closed out, and he wasn't ever just actually cleared, but they didn't have what they needed in order to just strictly clear him from his brother's case, guys. This is facts. So um hold on, I'm looking for something in particular here. I just need to send it over to Eddie. It's him being asked by other people why he didn't submit his DNA. He's saying, of course, behind the scenes right now that he was never asked to submit his DNA, but he was on multiple occasions. Um, damn. I mean, I've already discussed this with him, but he tried saying that it was a member of his organization that was handling the. Hold on, Ernie. That was handling the. I don't know where it's at. That was handling the. Fuck. Anyways, guys, this guy. Hey, Ernie, just tune in, bud. Just tune in. Okay, so Dusty Allbriton. Dusty Allbriton is a psychic. Um, and this psychic Ernie, just come on here. Hold on. Ernie, sir, um, just come on over to the live. Okay. Come on over to the live and we will just give you an opportunity to talk about whatever it is you want, Ernie. Okay. So Dusty Allbriton had an apparition. She had a vision that this beautiful little girl was stuffed into a purple tote by none other than her dad. So, what Dusty's contention is that she continues to lead Ernie to the exact spot where this tote is, but somehow must be Don is clairvoyant as well because before Ernie can intercept the purple tote, Don keeps moving it. And that sneaky Don I just can't even imagine why Don would want to, you know, would want to make Dusty look bad, right? So let me tell you what, guys, I am exhausted. I am so bloody tired. And I'm so tired because since the first second that I made a live private with Ernie, I have been being bombarded, literally bombarded with information about this guy. Um, and let me tell you guys, I have several people that are saying that this individual, he's a problem in Crosby, Tennessee. That's first and foremost, and in Newport, right? He's a problem. In fact, I spoke with Captain Taft today from the Newport Police Department, and I said, well, I told the dispatcher I had some information about a rogue group that was doing a lot of threatening to the women in the area. And he was like, okay. And I was like, are you familiar with Ernie Shell? And he was like, oh, shit. Yeah, Ernie. And I was like, oh, wow. So he was like, what do you got? And I was like, well, I said, in the beginning, I was getting things that I was almost 100% sure was all public data, right? But then I started getting other data that was just it was uncomprehendable. Okay, now I'm going to start with this. Now we spoke about Dusty Allbriton, right? And what her. If you go, I'm not going to show these people on my shit. I refuse to show these people on my shit now. I mean, they are just the foulest human beings. So go over and look at Dusty's Facebook. She was also the zombie cat lady who claimed to have had an interaction with a cat that was dead for 5 days and lied her way straight on to a BBC commentary. Any fucking ways. This is a thing. Now, Dusty and I have confirmation that there is this scenario. This scenario is very troubling. It's very troubling. Um, Let me just go ahead and you know what? So let's see. Hold on. So Dusty and another individual, Predator Hunter Nation. Sorry. Of course, you see scams and shit pull right up, right? So check this out, guys. So this guy, we we knew he popped up on the feelers, right? Um, and what I have a real problem with is the way that they're monetizing this face right here. This face is Tina Simmerly's daughter. Now, what Tina likes to do, and again, I'm not going to show any of this. You can go look at the bullshit. What Tina does is Tina runs around the internet creating issues on behalf of this gentleman, and then she likes to put the face of this beautiful child up with her subconsciously, like, okay, yeah, yeah, it got real. Now here's my daughter. Well, she'll continue to egg people on while she's portraying her daughter, right? And so this is just kind of foul in its entirety. Um, but let me tell you about what you're going to see and hear right now. I'm going to tell you um, immediately that I am willing to take the strike. Ernie, you may strike me, sir. But what I'm going to do is I am going to expose part of a scam that was two-part. This two-part, the one part I believe is still working. And that is some sort of fuckery with this gentleman thinking that he has a tie to where he stated that Summer Wells is alive and he knows it definitively, guys. And this is no bullshit. So you have 325,000 reasons why this guy who has, we all know this, we can see it, right? The old hero syndrome, right? Hero syndromes is a phenomenon that affects people who seek heroism or recognition, usually by creating a desperate situation which they can resolve and subsequently receive the accolades from. So there's 325,000 accolades, but that's not really necessarily all. I think that's not the main drive. That's not the main focus here for Skirney. Um, Skirney wants to Big Earn. He really wants the accolades. He just wants to be famous on TV. So I woke up to some just dumbass messages from Skirney this morning, and when I replied to them, he replied back like it was a auto-generated message. And let me read to you what it said. It was like the setup with with the lady um, who actually is married, and this guy snuck in with the drugs and got the girl back on the drugs, and she left her husband and 3 kids. So this guy's a real fuck stain. Um, but this is the auto-generated message that I got from Mr. Shell's organization when I asked him about a triangle that was drawn by Miss Britain, right? So this triangle that was drawn by, and I know a lot of you have seen it. I'm not going to show it, but it is a triangle that goes from Windermere down or over rather, um, looks like west on 2463 down to Dykes Mill, and then they go kind of southeast down to Jonesboro, and then right back up to Windermere. And why that's interesting is because I have information that Mr. Ernie, that his mom, his folks stay in Colonial Heights, and he was spotted there before her disappearance. He then left and went north to do 5 or 6, and this is per his words, do 5 or 6 predator entrapments, which he said also by his own words that he has never handed out even a month in criminal or punitive damages. Correct. So this is just to be famous. Now, this is really bad situation, guys, and it's rapidly developing. And I can come on here and talk about this now because this information is not it is not a secret to investigators anymore. And I don't want, I'm not going to talk about all the different investigations going on, but this gentleman was involved in storming the Capitol, and he claims to be a 3%er. Now, if anyone's not familiar with what a 3%er is, 3%er, oops, percenter meaning. Oh, 3%ers, also styled 3%ers. The Threers are an American and Canadian far right anti government militia movement. This group advocates gun ownership rights and resistance to the US federal government. Now, what's interesting about that movement, and give me a second because I came on in all my eagerness and I've done it to myself again where I have not sent over the applicable materials. So give me just a second to fire up an email for myself. I'm sorry, guys. So Ernie, if you go around and you look, Ernie cannot possess firearms. So the ideal that he would be involved in an advocate or a militia that supports gun ownership rights either is a complete moronic idiocracy, or it is right up his line because this group has individuals. See, a militia means it is not. I'm not going to stretch the word militia, but what you have that makes up a militia is people that have had their gun rights taken away, or believe that they are should have the right to own firearms that are only available through special permits. So this group is a clandestine group of of individuals. Now, so when we heard when Skirney made a comment about the racetrack and all of that, and he also made a comment about there being a sighting, right, in Baton Rouge or whatever. And so towards the end of that live, which I do believe now has been removed since last night, he talks about Agent Troy Jacobs. Now, have you ever met an agent who can't carry a gun? What do you mean, Benny? Troy Jacobs. He has violation of a protection order, number one. Number two is a fraudulent firearm and ammunition purchase, which is a federal charge. People reference Kodak Black, the rapper from Dade County. He did the exact same thing and did 2.5, almost 3 years in prison for this. So this guy is mentioned by Ernie in regards to the sighting in Louisiana. Now, if any of you and Matt, hey, John Doe number one, I know you're listening. Let me get through this part, and I'll get you right up here, sir. We have another PHN expert, guys, and it's fucking remarkable, is what it is. So yeah, we have Troy Jacobs Sr. out of St. Tammany Parish in Louisiana. He is the guy that Ernie so ungracefully passed the baton to in the way of staying alert. He's like, sir, you can't own a firearm. I'm going to refer to you as. So what we're not seeing here, guys, is that this gentleman, the only way you make a fraudulent firearm purchase. Now, this could also be referred to as a straw purchase, where potentially this gentleman was involved in buying firearms for someone that could not buy firearms. But let me show you really quick. Now we know we've got the 3%er shit, right? Now let me tell you what. Really about the time organized crime started really just taking the hit is when they wanted to be identified publicly, like the Hells Angels and all these other criminal groups that thought that, it'll be the ultimate fuck you by putting a big patch on the back that identifies us as we're riding away from the police on a motorcycle we're about to kill ourselves on, right? So to be putting the 3%er patch on yourself and to be walking around during what was called a fucking strike on our community, or I mean on our capital, right? So I don't know, guys. What are we to believe at this point, right? I do, however, want to show you this in addition to what I believe you should believe, and this is a fucking no brainer, guys, right? We don't have to be fucking intelligent, right? We just have to be smarter than this guy. What the fuck is this? Now, anytime Mr. Shell likes to, and you can also tell by the Hang 10 deal here, the Aloha deal, we know that's him. Oh, wait, and his fucking name is on it, right? So look behind here, guys. This is the storm on the Capitol. We've got the Trump flags weighing here. Now, this gentleman claimed he was inside of the Capitol when the idiot that tried to chip away at freedom and justice got her heart shot out inside the Capitol building, right? Poor her, right? This guy claims he was standing right next to her. Now, I haven't went through to verify that, but that will be happening today. Guys, if you are a web sleuth, we know what he looks like here. So what we're going to do today, maybe tonight, maybe it might be a really late night, like Fruity Pebbles and Ernie Shell night, like from 2 to 6 in the morning. What we're going to do is we're going to go through every fucking stitch of social fucking media, of public media, and see if we can find this fucking yahoo breaking the law. Let me tell you what, he wants some attention just by having this right here, right? Having this right here. So, do I need to show you again? Now, these patches are not earned, they are bought in most cases. But the time that it takes to sew it on a fucking jacket certainly commits you to the cause, Skern. So, moving on. What has happened, guys? Let me take a look at how many people's over here in this motherfucker. Make sure it's properly connected to the browser. Well, we're not going to fuck with none of that right now. You don't need to see me anyways. I just look like shit because I've been bombarded with all the motherfuckers that hate Ernie and actually know a great deal about his criminal enterprise. John Doe number 1. I would like for you to step on back, my brother. We will bring you to the back. Let me pin let me do this here. Okay. Now, you go ahead, sir, and bring your ass on up here. Let's fucking get to the fucking meat of this shit. We have a problem, right? Hey, Carly P, you can let the Currys stay in. The Currys are related to something with. Actually, let me just tell you, Dad, he killed a Green Beret Curry, Dewey Curry, right? He was one of the few people that Ernie's dad murdered. It did go punished though, so yeah. Actually, the woman that was in that video, that disgusting setup, that was a married woman who Ernie has. I mean, we've talked about Ernie and being arrested with the hypodermic needles. So that's he's a hell of a dart player. I've heard he throws darts like no other. Now, what was created? We saw all the propaganda that was created on the on the way down that this excrement made its travel down the pipes, and there was a plan put together, right? There was a plan put together, and I have firsthand knowledge of this. Now, I cannot have the appropriate documents to go with that, but what I can tell you is that Dusty and Ernie and his team, they have a young gal here. Let me show you. They have some young gals in their fold. So what they've done is they've created this piece of media. Correct? Hua. You guys tell me if you can hear by putting a 1 in the chat. Can you hear the video? 1. You can hear the video. Okay. Check this out. So this description was added later, right? This description did not say this. In fact, in its inception, there was no description, right? So when Ernie is running around saying that he knows definitively that Summer is alive, guys, you got to listen to this. In fact, I went in and yeah, it takes a 6 individual to do this. So what the connotation is go ahead and listen, guys. So after it was exposed and they knew that it had leaked, they came in and cleaned it up and they put this on there as if it was a whole nother situation. But guys, this was created and was being manipulated as a proof of life. propaganda, because Ernie and the team are soliciting fame and money, guys. Um, this is no bullshit. Now, you can see this was posted August 3rd, 2021. Um, and it's just really interesting. You also have to look, you have to think about timing, timing, timing. Timing is all, right? It's like real estate, location, location, location. So, this just it becomes an issue immediately when you go backward, you circle back in your investigation and you start looking at the things that you just can't put to sleep, right? So we talked about it last night on Voices Behind the Wall. We would take all these woodwork characters. That's what I call them. When somebody jumps out of the woodwork, you take a moment to exclude them for all their motivating factors. Now, of course, JD, he's fuck. He's running a tight race with Ernie. Ernie has all of the characteristics essentially that it would take to traffic a child. Ernie has 35 chapters, and they all communicate openly and freely in an open air market. Now, there is a pretty sad situation that has happened, and I'm not going to show it, but you guys can find it. If somebody wants it specifically, I can show you. I'll give it to you. But unfortunately, while Ernie was out doing his bullshit predator work and trapping men and not handing out any time, and essentially what Ernie is doing is educating the offenders in his area. There's simple offenders around there. Look at them. This is not a metro area. And I'm not poking fun at anybody, but he certainly seems to pick the ones, doesn't he? He seemed to pick an old man in a park that had some health problems allegedly, and just gave him the what's for. Just like, hey man, I better not catch you out here doing this again. Instead of putting your knee in the middle of his back and breaking his shoulder scapula, hold him down till the police get there, right? So this fucking guy, man, listen to this shit. So between the two of them, now, what I want you to also see is that when you go to Dusty Allbriton's Facebook page, if you hurry up and do it in an open browser where you can continue to listen to me, but go over there and look at her. She's now soliciting a whole new community of searchers to come over and assist her. And it's like you burnt up these people. You exposed these people. Now, let me get back to it, guys. Dusty's contention is that she was able to convince Eddie. Now, let me tell you about Eddie's detector. Eddie actually, and I know we all know this, but now let me paraphrase it for you. Eddie hired up some big names to come down and do a wrestling show, right? When they come to fuck down there, this idiot, there's inclement weather. They're never going to make it there to see the fucking show. But good old Eddie, he's a showman. Fuck, he's a showman. He has hats that match his differing personalities, right? So he brings these fucking wrestlers down, and these fucking wrestlers, they put on a show for 125 people. Because this fucking idiot, he's probably fucked somebody else over, and so he's got a Rob Dallas page to pay Paul. So what does he do? He hires with the little bit of fluid cash he had, because he knew he was going to be in a bad way by the show's end. So what did he do? He paid the money to the police, then tried to run out. When the fucking wrestlers got a hold of him, you can imagine the cops breaking through like Clint Eastwood, right? And John Wayne, like, what's going on here, fellas? And all the wrestlers are looking down on these little country cops, and they're like, this fucking idiot, he's taking our money. Well, the cops are like, well, shit. Pull out a big old wad of money, each of them. They start licking their fingers and just ripping these bills off, right? They're just a fucking peeling them back like potatoes. You know what I'm saying? And cops go and they look at the wrestlers and say, well, shit, he paid us just fine. What you want us to do? What you want us to do to him? And they're like, well, shit, we actually got lives and shit. This man ain't got nothing. So we're going to fuck around and why don't you just arrest him? So what Ernie did was he actually paid his arresting officer about 4 hours for a ride. He paid two officers, his two arresting Uber officers. He paid these two gentlemen 4 hours prior to give him a ride to the county jail. Now, let me mind you, this went down in a National Guard armory, right? Which, hooah, right? Thank you guys for your service. But this fucking idiot got arrested at a fucking National Guard armory by his own arresting officers. But you see all his pictures, he's stealing valor all over the fucking place, right? So, now, let me tell you what, guys. Ernie would never answer the question as to why. So we have the issue with Shelby, right? We know about Shelby. Hold on. Let me go over here, and before I go too deep into this here. John Doe. Where you at, bub? Come on, John Doe. Hey, Johnny. Yes, wife, I will. Okay, so we also know about the scenario with Troy Jacobs, correct? Now, the scenario with Troy, like this is troubling, guys. Like this is very troubling. This man is he's putting himself into a militia. You never do that, right? Look at you want to know why they used to say that the Italian mob never existed? Because they didn't wear fucking patches, right? They know that this group exists solely because they want publicity, right? Now, let me show you another thing. This will further tie Ernie into the militia, right? Bear with me for a moment. Now, Ernie is not allowed to, guys, just like I'm not. And I say carry firearms in the world, right? I am not allowed to carry firearms in the world. But in Texas, after 11 years from your disposition on your case, whether that's 11 years after the day you walked out of prison or 11 years after the day you finished parole and or probation, whatever, right? So here in Texas, they have a law, and what it consists of is that a felon, it's called the yes, no, yes law, or no, yes. So I'd have to yes, no, yes, right? So at state law, you cannot carry a firearm, but it says review federal law. And when you go to the federal law in regards to Texas, it says refer to state law, which then at that point, state law says after 11 years in Texas, you may defend your homestead with a firearm. It does state that you may not carry it in your car, which is considered an extension of your homestead. You lose that option. But Texas does not remove the complete, it doesn't, to protect yourself, there is no complete removal. Go ahead and look it up, guys. Now, the state of Tennessee is not that way. I assure you, right? Now, for anyone that knows what the minimum mandatory sentence for a felony firearm charge is 24 months minimum mandatory. Now, you can go in and program and get out in about 18 months, or if it was a non-violent possession, such as hunting or whatever, you would be eligible for a particular type of early release on that. Now, what's interesting about Ernie is when you have him in captivity, he behaves as he should. All of that good stuff. So Ernie is not supposed to be anywhere around firearms. And I'm torn. I'm really torn because I can't tell. We're going to assume right off the bat that that's a legitimate firearm, although we know what kind of fraud Ernie is, that probably it's an airsoft gun. But guess what? Look at these rappers. They're getting arrested hand over foot, hand over fist, right? For having guns in their media when they're not, when they're legally not supposed to. So you have a scenario here where this gentleman, he suffers from RIP syndrome, which is reckless internet posting syndrome. He likes to post, and then he also has a particular infatuation with the delete, delete. So, guys, just let me break it down. I have an undeniable amount of people in my inboxes of all nature, of all sorts, telling me that they cannot sleep at night thinking that this guy has something to do with something he shouldn't. He's inserted himself in. When you insert yourself in what you have, now what we're doing here is I don't get involved with the criminal investigation part of it, but this here is something special, and the reason why I don't get involved in it is because I'm good, and I end up. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Just hold on, guys. Hello. What? I'm not playing the video right now. Yeah. I'm gonna play it a different way. All right. So I've been made aware. What happened was my computer died, and then I charged it up and started it. I didn't restart it, guys. So I apologize. Thank you, Lizzie, for that. Um, I really I didn't know that you guys couldn't hear the filth from. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it now in all of its grandeur, right now. So this is from the Predator Hunter Nation, and you can tell by like I'm telling you here that I commented on it. So listen here, guys.
What story do you want to tell us today? About my other dad. Your other dad? What's his name? What did he do? He made these bruises. How did he make those bruises? We can't see in the dark, though. You can't see in the dark? Well, what were you doing with it dark? Oh, you mean we can't see it without more lighting? I see your bruise. I don't. Yeah, I see him. I see your bruises. He only made bruises, but you guys are gonna keep me safe. Yeah. Yeah. Why did he give you bruises? He didn't. He didn't. My other dad. I yelled for help, but nobody could hear me. And he also pointed a real gun at me. Real? Why would your daddy say he was going to shoot you? What did he think you did? I didn't do anything. You didn't do anything? No. You just said it out of nowhere? He got a gun and a knife, but he also has a knife, but he didn't do anything with the knife. You didn't? Did you see something he didn't want you to see? I didn't do anything, though. Well, Daddy.
Now, guys, what the contention is that's Tina's kid, right? This is just the maximus of exploitation, guys. Now, the issue, well, nowadays, Wildflower, the nice firearms are made of plastic. It's a polymer. You can nowadays buy a whole firearm that is all polymer, except for, of course, the firing pin and the springs and some of the receiver mechanisms. They have to be plastic or steel due to the heat and due to the pressure that's exerted through some of these firearms. Now, my contention was that he doesn't look real comfortable holding it. So I don't want to let Ernie off the hook right now, but I'm not totally convinced that's his gun. But right here, you've broken the law, right? So if you're not allowed to have guns, and you even go to a gun range, and you sign to shoot a gun, and let's say, for instance, you put that online, like this situation here, you're now looking at a federal charge, sir. You can in no way possess a firearm, in no way, period. So let's pull up. I'm going to pull up a few other things. Um, uh, Now I've got somebody saying that I'm losing the battle. People are saying I'm fake. His family was branches and werewolves. Holy shit. Holy shit. What the hell are you talking about? I am not. This is not a war. This is me. Like, sir, you have a battle with Ernie. I'm trying to find a little girl. And he looks good, sir, for all the shit that it would take to make this happen. Okay. So I'm really getting sick of some of the people that have a personal issue with, and there's two that have personal issues with Ernie due to their egos. Maybe they made themselves available for Ernie to fuck them over, and I apologize for that. I didn't do it, right? Um, Now, let me show you this because this is pretty this is pretty rare, like good steak. Um, it's rich too, like dark chocolate. Um, Fuck, man. I wished it wasn't so, but it is. Damn it, Ernie. I'm gonna play it for you guys. So here we go, guys.
All right, guys. So I am sad and disappointed that I have to make a video like this today. But yesterday I posted a video doing an unboxing and review of this mask. It's a Part 7 Jason mask. It was given to me by Ernie Shell. And a little after it had been posted, I got a message from Tony Jarvis, who was also a hockey mask maker. And he claimed that I had been scammed and that the mask was actually painted by him, given to Cody Huskins, and apparently stolen by Ernie Shell. Little touch-up paint work and maybe modify.
Hate to tell you, bud, but you got scammed. I painted that mask for Cody Huskins. Ernie stole it, added some scratches, and claimed he painted it. That's my personal chevron. So evidently, these guys are really serious about their masks. Like Chevron is a fucking gas station to me, but to these guys, it's something special. And so I admire that. No one else has that. It's also my signature scuffs. I know when I fall down and scuff some shit, there's no signature. I'm just pissed as hell. So these guys take this shit very seriously. I did my pebble damage with a Dremel. Ernie uses a heat gun. I have probably 20 pics of that mask in my hands, outside, and in my basement. So I don't know. We know that Ernie told us that he has a whole family. All his family is killers. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Whoa, 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 whoa! This is what I want. This is the other thing I want to put up. Actually, we'll forget about that altogether. I don't even make no. Never mind. Future lubrication. I'm not making this shit up. I don't know what the fuck kind of drugs these people are on, but they evidently seem to be very, depending on how you look, very good or very, very fucking bad. I will tell you guys, drugs are no good. Okay. So this lady has been using her daughter for propaganda for quite a long time. Now, this isn't the same daughter. This is another child that they have in their fold. But let me play this for you.
Example, I'm everything
it's. I mean, we can communicate with people in all other countries now. The computer age has allowed us to do that. And if you take a chat,
hold on.
time,
let's get to the meat and potatoes.
People in other.
It's like when it has a foreign substance, when our immune system is brought back up, it takes that substance and it deals with it and processes it, and it becomes excrement. And that's what fossil fuels are, is the excrement of death. And it provides a...
This is sounding really like really David Koreshi, really Mount Carmel, Waco, the whole briefing. There really is some sort of systemic issue with this group, Predator Nation, and their counterparts. I would. Oh, hold on, guys. I'm seeing something. I would ask you guys to keep your eye on these folks. They wanted to be in. They wanted to be in this so very badly. Now, the Adventures of Raven. I actually, guys, I had set up adventures with Raven the same way that I did Ernie, but I felt bad because I thought, well, people are going to say, oh, this person is, this or this in their real life, and you're only doing this because of that. So like I had Raven like hooked all the way in the back of the throat with the hook, like he was ready to come on and like, accolade himself. Like Raven also has the hero syndrome as well. Although I'm not sure which side it comes from, if it's from the more masculine side or the more feminine side. But the deal is all these people all got together, right? Now, what Ernie is upset with Cher about is that he claims, if you go look at his horse shit online, he's got a couple of guys, some cheap cameras, and he calls those guys his media company or crew. And so he is essentially mad at Cher because Ernie decided to make the trip down here without actually knowing if he had an interview. He was like, oh, fuck it. They said, yes, let's go. He didn't make a call back to confirm it or any of that really professional shit that even, Barney Fife does, guys. So, yeah, so I decided I just stopped engaging with Raven altogether because I was like, fuck, this person has no idea what I do and like what I'm about to do to them online. Now, if anyone doesn't know what Raven does, Raven, shit. I don't know who they identify, guys. This should not be a problem in my fucking video, how that person identifies, right? I don't know. So whether it's he or she would get these apparitions, these visions, and so Raven started making masks with Summerwell's face on it and cleaned up like a maid that was being paid hourly. Boy, then needed to solicit the group for a rental car to go to Rogersville and then hotel accommodations while he or she was there. So, of course, we see that was all just a fucking scam. Now, Ernie is involved with the Allbrition militia and with all sorts of other militias, guys. We have a real guy who is seemingly been asking for attention for a long time and is not getting it. And so he is ramping up his tactics, guys. Let me just be frank. I have so many, I've been contacted by over, I don't want to underdo it and overdo it. So 300 people who hate this man with a passion. I have even had to talk people down from the kind of talk they were referring to me to about him. Like, we're going to do this, this, and this. And I was like, whoa, hold the phone. What the fuck has this man actually done? So what I will tell you is there is some clear exploitation going on of Tina Summerlee's child. That poor girl, she go look at her channel right now. She has a picture up of her and her daughter laying in a hotel bed I would assume on the run from whatever they have going on with Ernie. So it looks to be that they're in a hotel, and the little girl, you can judge a lot about what's going on in a scenario by the environment in which a picture is taken and what the parents are involved in, right? So we hear a lot of people talking about, damn it, guys, this is what I want to do. I want to warn the world that I feel like something with Tina Simmerly's daughter could be on the cusp of some sort of media clout chase for this group, guys. I don't want, I didn't want to say that, but they keep monetizing this little girl. They keep demonstrating their inability to keep her away from their issues. Like they have people actually wanting to kill them. And this woman keeps putting this little girl in the way, guys. Like this is a big problem for me. And I told Tina, I said, Tina, I'm a mandated reporter. As soon as about the time I see you using your child as a fulcrum in propaganda in dangerous business online, you now are in violation of what I don't put my child online. Any videos I do is when my child is at school. My children are at school. I do not advocate that anyone put their children in their battles online. Now, if you want to put your child online to show the world how fucking tall he is now, fucking do it. If you want to show your kid on the first day of school with the teacher's name in the school, do it. The only people you have to worry about taking your children, people, are the people you already know what they look like. Fucking A. Now, in regards to the Wells case, I think at this point it is definitively fucking clear that technology cannot make Don and Candace a fucking suspect. Fuck what these people, whoever that lady was on Cher's last night, and in all respect to Cher, I love you, but the gal immediately started twisting my fucking words, and she would do anything to keep Don a fucking suspect. And the lady was just hanging off the rocker. I don't know if she was trying to get down or get back up, but she was halfway on the motherfucker, all right? So, yes, and we have this fake bad shit. Ernie, if you are a fucking unarmed security guard because you can't handle a firearm legally, just show the whole badge. We don't give a fuck where it's at, bro. You would not be hard to find in regards to your unemployment, right? So, sir, what that is that is a play on impersonating law enforcement, sir. We do know 3 separate times Ernie was contacted by the same police department for none other than impersonating an officer. But what happened was, by law enforcement always gets there. This is what's in the report. He altered his clothing to be within the intent of the law. Bam. Bam. Oh, no, he has a big cheesy silver one, too. Yeah, that justice caller was a mole. Hell yeah. She seemed like she was half on half on the liquor or half on a benzo. I don't know, but like she just couldn't keep it straight. And then she stepped up there with somebody like me and got her ass handed to her, right? There is a site where you can design your own fucking badge, and I have seen them. You are absolutely right. Ernie is just go back a couple of videos there, Angel Wings, and we'll get all that. Yes. Now, Valkyrie, CM has made this an essay case, and let me tell you what. In regards to the things that he's focused on, those happened as a child. Now, anything that happened when he was over the age of 18 or 16, I'm not exactly sure how the law works there in Tennessee. He might have to answer for those. That's not for me to speak on. But because Chris M saw the way that this thing was heading on out to be cold, he just jumped fucking ship. We know that when you are the navigator of the ship, when you have your hands on the helm, it is a law, a maritime law, that you must go down with the fucking ship. This individual jumped ship, and now CM has abandoned the family. I mean, okay, if he's involved in some SA stuff, you've notified them, boom. What you're doing is you are victimizing these 6 women to the maximus, right? What happened between Don and them was private until you pulled them out the woodwork, because you and your slick, fancy California talk, these people in Tennessee got nothing on you. So you're able to expose everyone's dirty laundry, sir. Guess what? You may or may not bring some SA charges against Don. If you do, congratulations. But that doesn't make up for the $7.6 million that was paid out in the Crow case for your alone bad detective work. So see, in the Crow case, guys, CM used a thing called a voice stress level indicator. I don't know why in the fuck we haven't seen that, because if it was good then, it should still be good now. What we do know historically is if you go and you poll Todd Grande on the internet, on the YouTube, Todd Grande is a beautiful mind. And he said that, and I quote, polygraph examinations, hey Matt, polygraph examinations are only to trick potential suspects into confirming to being a concrete suspect, right? So, Bridget Servey, somebody give her the boot, because there's a lot of stuff that I will take, but I will not take someone saying that I'm ignoring evidence of anything. It is evidence of a SA, which is not in any way directly related to this here. That ain't this, and this ain't that, Miss Chevy. So take your ass on with that shit. We do welcome all differing opinions, but not ones that directly put me in the way of doing anything for anyone other than supporting victims and keeping dumbasses like you from chipping away at what makes America, and that is fucking justice, madam. So you like to be entertained, take your ass over to the HLN network and find you some shit to watch. Good day. Now, guys, Superman's in town, right? Now, let me tell you about what you're going to see on Ernie's media, right? Now, you can pay money to go in and be hid by certain individuals on Indian reservations. All it is like a Airbnb on a reservation. So once you go in there, it is sovereign. It is sovereign, which means even the federal government and the Parks and Wildlife, the DNR, Department of Natural Resources, who has, in fact, more jurisdictional power than any FBI agent on the earth. A Department of Natural Resources officer can kick your fucking door in and ask 0 questions. So Ernie has moved on to a North Carolina Cherokee Indian reservation. That is like running back to home base, calling safe. It is not going to work like that forever, my boy. I assure you, I have, let me show you guys. I have someone keeping a very close eye on Mr. Shell. Fuck. Mr. Shell. He's got eyes on everybody else. Well, it's really hard to keep eyes on shit when you got eyes on you, right? So I will say that Ernie is not, in fact, in North Carolina. That is a picture that he had taken from a previous visit. He had, in fact, posted that before and then deleted it. So we know that Mr. Mack is indeed in the Crosby, Newport area. So we're keeping an eye on him because we're not going to let this fucking snake slither away at all, guys. At all, right? So what I want to start doing, guys, is I'm going to start a weekly segment, and what it's going to be is it's going to basically be revolving around some of the male content creators here, and it's going to be called Let Her Out. because I am convinced a lot of these male gentlemen that are creating content actually have a very attractive female trapped inside of them. So it's going to be called Let Her Out Thursday, whatever sounds best, or Free Her Friday, like free her, let the woman inside of you out, gentlemen. I am going to close here with this, though, because I feel like I've raised enough awareness for one live stream event. So just like Ernie says he's in North Carolina, well, I say Ernie is in fucking Crosby, Newport area. In fact, there he is. If you look close, guys, it's a blurry image once I really zoom it in, but you can really just kind of see the dumbass short guy with the hat. Like if you look straight across, he's much shorter. So that's him. He's in the Newport Crosby area. And I've got video of his place too. So we're getting hourly updates, as Morticia says. We're getting hourly updates because as he moves, we are going to be following him in many ways. So Ernie, have a great start to your morning. I hope that you really kick some of your training situations today. Hold on. Oh yeah. This was so I'm gonna send one more to myself. This is kind of funny, but not really funny because so this guy, this fucking guy, man, he goes to do a fugitive recovery, guys. And we know because we have an insider in the bail industry, the real fugitive recovery and bail industry, that says that he is the mockery of Tennessee as far as the United Bail Service. I don't know their exact acronym. Hold on, guys. So Ernie thought that it would be cute. This is the deal. Ernie can't get anyone to do fugitive recovery for him for real because he doesn't pay. All people do when they come up for future employment with him is they just guys, and for future employees, you're going to want to Google Ernie Shell wrestler scam. That's for any future employee. He will hire a cop to keep you from getting paid, but it'll go sour. So if you want the drama, go ahead. But this guy, he doesn't do fugitive recovery, and he's not actually licensed, right? Because the sort of licensing he wants us to believe that he has is for armed security, and he cannot. I would implore all of you after this to go try to find a picture of Mr. Shell with a gun other than the one I have. You will not find any. Mr. Shell goes to do a bail recovery on someone he knew that he figured would be kind of an easy peasy Japanesey deal. So he walks up and he just gets the fucking shit knocked straight out of his nose. If you see this gentleman in the back here, this gentleman is the one that's actually sending me the content. It is funny as shit. Right now, he's actually saying, like, dude, like, you signed a bond with me. I got you out of jail. Like, fuck, dude, you just blasted my nose sideways east on my face when it's supposed to. Like, so yeah, dude. You can, it's him. You can see the Jason mask right here, right? So yeah, he got the shit. Yeah, I did do my homework, Ernie, right there. I'm 6'3", 190, 195. You're 5'7", 130. So you're not even in my weight class, bud. So anyways, guys, I love all of you. Remember, it's the weekend. Fucking treat each other nice, right? Let's bring summer home. Let's listen, instead of just blasting each other and making up lies about Grandma Candace, like we have a direct line to Grandma Candace, and guess what? She didn't run out of town. She had things that she had to deal with, but she will be back. She'll be back. She has business. in that area. So she'll be back sooner than later, I assure you. And when you see her pop back up, you'll be like, oh shit, Benny was right. So with that being said, guys, remember, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. If you have any information regarding Ernie and his dealings, if you've been threatened feloniously, if you've been threatened physically in real life, please bring those to me at or call 1-800 FBI and report him, guys. You guys have a voice too. I've seen many videos from someone there where this gentleman continues to drive by in his black Charger and a black Chevrolet Silverado, taunting this person in the worst way. So remember, guys, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. If you're not a member, please think about joining it. We have 2 levels of membership. We have an elite level and a basic level, which would be the way that you can support the channel. I don't take any money. I don't prefer to take any money. It is too hard to handle these delicate situations and have to deal with assholes that want to talk about you collecting money offline. Now, thank you, Honest Rage. We do have a petition. We've went over $1,000 now on this petition, and we certainly would like for anyone that hasn't signed it to please go over and read our framework. Right? We have a framework that is, hopefully going to make it very easy for the solicitation and exploitation to stop, guys. We're just using laws that are already on the books, and coupling them with code of ethics and hopefully a reformed and remodified terms of service. 37 years later, 5 years too late. Yeah, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up with, I'd love to see Benny put on some folks to explain the dynamics of the petition. We've done that, but we will do that again. Please look back. Actually, you'll see videos that are titled petition, and we go into great depth about the framework and what we expect and how it should behave and function. So we do know it's a hard fight, and we do know that there is a high probability that we will fail, but that is not for lack of trying. If you get knocked down 6 times, what do? You get up 7. Thank you guys all for joining me this Saturday morning. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to spend it with me. And I'm going to sign out. Fuck